Welcome to Teacher Tuesday on Curly Carbocation. If you like education content, please subscribe and stay tuned. Teacher Tuesdays are usually my rants on education, and I want to talk about biases within engineering school. Not socio-political biases, but I'm talking about educational biases, and typically how they don't really line up with what's available for jobs. When speaking with other engineers that I worked with, we came to the conclusion that there is such an emphasis on design engineering and not as much an emphasis on quality or manufacturing engineering. Because if you think about it, if you are a design engineer, you are super smart, and of those super smart people, there's at least one of them that's going to be a PhD candidate going to become a professor. So from that professor's educational background, he or she will now teach as a design engineer. And honestly, I never really got to see how impactful quality and manufacturing engineers were until I got to the workplace. Because being honest, some of these design engineers would just suck as a quality engineer. And manufacturing engineering actually benefits a lot from someone who's had a lot of blue-collar experience and knows a lot about machinery. Do you think I knew that missing a 10mm socket in my first engineering internship was actually something super common and very frustrating? No, I absolutely didn't, and it's totally embarrassing. I didn't even know what threading was on a screw. And looking back, how would I ever be effective as an engineer if I didn't understand tooling vocabulary and how they actually applied to the real world? But let's say that there was someone who decided to start working in blue collar as soon as they were 18, and then a few years later they decided that they wanted to study engineering. How much more effective of being a manufacturing engineer are they than a 22-year-old who just graduated? Not only that, but they got that 401k working for them. Must be nice, I just got student loans. Blech. And quality engineers deal with heavy sets of data. Their job is to inspect every single little part of the product to make sure that it's actually quality. Not just that, but documentation. The number of design engineers that I met that are just super lazy engineers, because engineers tend to be lazy, but they are not thorough at all and they do not want to name things properly, and they're just not effective at being a quality engineer. So if you had a personality that keeps receipts, baby, you are a quality engineer. And sure, you can argue that there's a lot of things beyond the scope of what engineering school can actually teach you, because we do have to focus on the theory and the mathematics. But there are a ton of extremely capable people who would be great quality and manufacturing engineers that don't need to become design engineers. I believe that we need to be doing better jobs as educators and a better job as the education system to market that you having the background that you have, not necessarily being the same background as the professor, can still be just as impactful in engineering. If you like this content, please be sure to share it with a student who definitely needs it this year. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.